¿Qué pasa, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Have for you guys today a really good close Wi-Fi battle I had against Rasa off of my Discord. As always, guys, if you would like to battle me, come join my Discord. It's always in the description of all my videos. That is mainly where I take battles. You can also say hi to everybody who does hang out in there. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. And this is a really cool hyper offensively based team that was made around Mega Bomb Snow and currently being suspect tested in the RU tier, Sharpedo. Let me know what you guys think about Sharpedo in the RU tier. Do you think it should be banned? Do you think it's not broken at all? Personally, I don't really know, since RU is honestly the tier that I know the least about, but I would be interested to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. So let's get this started. Of course, because this is hyper offense, so you always want to lead off with your hazard setter. So I'm going to be leading off with my Frostlass, as he's going to be leading off with the Nidoqueen. The combination of Nidoqueen and Kommo-o could be a little bit problematic because, again, this is hyper offense. Even though I do have a Cresselia, Cresselia is an offensive set without Moonlight, so that could make switching into those two Pokemon very difficult for me to do. So I do end up getting up my first layer spikes, as I then go for the Icy Wind, thinking that maybe he would just knock me out, but he does end up getting up his own rocks. And much like my Ubers battle, I thought about going for the taunt this turn, but if anything, I wanted to ensure a little bit of chip damage on this Nidoqueen and to see exactly what item it was running. Turns out that he's got the Black Sludge, which means he is probably more of a defensive set, especially since he then goes for the Dragon Tail, and actually Dragon Tails me into my own Nidoqueen, which is excellent because with him being at -1 speed, I basically ensure a potential KO here in this scenario. Even if I don't knock out whatever potentially switches in, I then may be able to get up Stealth Rocks, and I did expect them to want to bring in the Bronzong, so I could have gone for my rocks next turn, but it turns out that the man has Heat Proof and not Levitate, which actually really helps him out because now I can't get up Stealth Rocks this early on in the battle. If I had got rocks up, that would have been extra chip damage his team would have been taking to then allow my Sharpedo to potentially sweep late game or my SD Mega Bomb Snow. So in comes the Bruxish. I believe Bruxish is faster than Nidoqueen, so I don't want to leave in my Nidoqueen here and lose it because I could still get a Brox later in this battle. So I decided to sack off my Frostlass, or on the off chance that I did live rocks, I could see if it was Life Orb or potentially Choice Banded, which I think are the two most common sets that Bruxish carries in RU, as this does allow me a free switch into my Sharpedo. Little does he know, though, that I actually have no move to hit Kommo-o with, so I honestly don't expect them to switch directly into it, which is why I just go straight for the crunch. And funny enough, if he was Jolly and not Adamant, he actually outsped me since I am Adamant Sharpedo, but I could have easily gone for the Protect in this scenario, so I thought still going for the crunch and being aggressive was by far my better play. Plus, I don't think Bruxish learns a move that can touch Sharpedo in general. I know it is a little bit early to be bringing in Sharpedo here, but I did feel confident in potentially just being able to pick up an early game KO and then potentially being able to bring in Sharpedo later to clean up, which is what mainly Sharpedo does, is sweep late game or just clean up teams. So in comes the Kommo-o. Again, have no move to hit this Kommo-o. Even if I did have a move to hit it, I don't think I O-code him even after those 2 layers of spikes. So I'm going to switch out here into my Abomasnow. Realistically, Abomasnow is the most expendable team member currently in this matchup, just because after Mega Evolving, I'm going to be severely slower than everything else, even though, yeah, Abomasnow does have some pretty decent bulk, and if I was able to get up a Swords Dance late game, I might be able to sweep with it. Just currently right now, it's not doing entirely too much for the team, and it turns out that I'm actually able to live the clanging scales, which is really nice because now I will be able to Mega Evolve here and safely go for the Ice Shard. I did think about going for the Wood Hammer, but realistically my best move to go for, I thought, was the Ice Shard. Regardless of whether he stayed in or switched, whatever came in was going to be taking 2 layers of spikes damage, 6% from the hail, and whatever little bit of chip damage I could get off with 2 Ice Shards. So again, I thought that the Ice Shard here was my better play as opposed to the Wood Hammer, but if I did Wood Hammer here, I would have just annihilated this Bruxish, and I think it would have been a double down, which might have been a little bit bad because if I had got the incorrect switch in on the double down, it might have given momentum to my opponent. So I guess it is actually better that I did go for the Ice Shard here. As he knocks me out, this will allow me a free switch into my Dew Blade. I do indeed have the Shadow Sneak, and because I do have 2 layers of spikes up and this Bruxish is severely low, I don't expect them to want to switch out here, so I will be able to safely go for the Shadow Sneak and pick off the Bruxish, which is nice. Now the only real issue I have to deal with is potentially that Kommo-o, because now that I don't have my Bomb Snow, Kommo-o could be a little bit annoying to revenge kill unless I'm able to weaken it to the point where I can then revenge kill him with my Sharpedo. So in comes the Nidoqueen here. As I switch into my own Nidoqueen, I honestly thought that he would go for the Fire Blast or the Flamethrower, thinking that maybe I could also switch into my Cresselia on the very obvious Earth Power, but he just blatantly goes straight for the Earth Power, which I guess is not a bad move at all for him to have done, but I still think him going for Fire Blast or Flamethrower would have been better on the off chance that I did bring in Cresselia. But I can bring in my Cresselia now, and hoping that maybe he would want to switch out or just try to get off a little bit of damage on me, I am going to go straight for the Calm Mind. At the same time though, I did actually kind of forget that he had the Dragon Tail, which I mean, I guess at the same time it does have a 10% chance to miss, but he does end up Dragon Tailing me out of here. And at this point I'm thinking all I really need to do is set up one Calm Mind and I should be able to win the battle, because at +1 a Shattered Psyche should be able to OHKO even max HP Decidueye after spikes. So what I'm gonna do here is just sack off my Doublade, not really wanting to switch out or caring what he wanted to do. Plus Doublade doesn't do entirely too much else, because with him having Clanging Scales on Kommo-o, he most likely has the Flamethrower, and that's going to be doing a lot of damage to me. So I'm going to end up bringing in my Sharpedo here, and while I could easily go for the Waterfall and potentially OHKO him, I don't want to do that. I want him to survive and knock me out with whatever move he wants to go for. Or if he does switch something in, then I could potentially 2 a KO, because he still does not know that I don't have a move that can hit Kommo-o. So he might have stayed in here or potentially tried to sack off his Decidueye, but because he did stay in and knock me out, this will give me a free switch into my Cresselia, which will now allow me to go for a Calm Mind and a +1 special attack and special defense. There is no way that the Kommo-o should be able to knock me out, even if he has modest choice specs, and Nidoqueen can't do much to me either. Actually, I may be faster than the Nidoqueen, because I'm pretty positive that that is a defensive Nidoqueen. So he does end up switching out here into his Decidueye. Again, a +1 special attack since I am modest, even if this is a max HP Decidueye. This Shattered Psyche after 2 layers of spikes is a guaranteed KO. I believe the minimum damage was like 90% if he was max HP, and 2 layers of spikes do about 16% upon switching, if I'm not mistaken. Feel free to correct me in the comment section below if I am wrong about that, but I am able to knock out the Decidueye here, which is excellent, because now it looks like Cresselia should be able to make me a comeback in this game after I was down 1-3. So in comes the Kommo-o. I should be able to live any special hit that this thing wants to go for, but it turns out that I'm actually faster than him, because he said that he was not running max speed on this Kommo-o. He was actually a mixed set of Kommo-o, so he wasn't running max speed. But yeah, thanks to the fact that he wasn't running max speed, I was able to outspeed him, and then in comes the Nidoqueen, and I'm actually able to outspeed this as well and knock him out with the Psychic, and that is going to be the very narrow 1-0 victory in my favor. So, good game to Rasa. I really thought this was a pretty solid matchup. Honestly, I just thought I lost at the end. Like, my best chance of winning was to hopefully set up with Cresselia and try to guarantee winning with that. So, yeah, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure to hammer arm that like button down below. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Sharpedo in the RU tier. Should it be banned? Should it stay? Is it not broken? Is it too broken? I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears, or hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.